Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. DOS here, and welcome back to another Grimoire vote. I'm so sorry for the confusion for the last vote. For some reason, I thought that was the final vote, but we've still got a little bit ways to go. I do want to remind everybody who might still be confused or not knowledgeable, the Grimoire is not the anniversary chapter. They have stated multiple times on multiple different occasions, multiple different places, that this is not the anniversary chapter. When it was first revealed at PAX last year, they said it was a year 10 chapter. That does not mean it is the 10th anniversary. That just means it's coming out in the 10-year window, whether that's July or all the way up until March of next year. They have stated it on the community stream that was about 2 hours last month, and they stated it in the Grimoire AMA that happened recently as well. So just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. But we've got another vote for the Grimoire. For you guys, this will be active at noon Eastern time. You'll be able to vote by heading to the Grimoire site, which I'll have linked in the description and in the pinned comment. But you can also do so on people's live streams. There is a widget element that a streamer can enable, so you can just vote for the Grimoire right there at someone's stream, so you don't have to go to the site or anything. If you're watching your favorite content creator on Twitch, you can go ahead and just vote while you're watching them. But let's get into the voting. There's some pretty nice stuff, and I've got some pretty clear decisions for myself, but it might be more difficult for you. So first things first, what we're going to be voting on is the mock-up for the chapter. Here are the three options, and for anyone who's wondering what that means, this is basically like what you see for a chapter. So what we saw for Tokyo Ghoul or FNAF, for example, that artwork that you see in like the end of the trailers, that is what this is. This is the key art. So we've got three options here. I'm going to go through them individually for you guys so that you guys can get the best look possible. So we've got option A, which is this image right here. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome. I actually really like this key art. I think it's very menacing, very terrifying. We have option B with more so like a power pose for the killer, with like her staff pointing right at the survivor, ray of light behind her with some god rays and stuff, and some angelic energy around. And then the final option for key art is this one right here, kind of in the middle of stepping on the survivor, with the killer outreaching towards the heavens, towards the light, looking more regal and majestic, so to speak, and with the wings kind of framing the entire shot as well. Those are your three options for this vote. For me personally, I think I'm gonna go with option C. It's a very hard choice for me. It's either between option A or option C. I think they both look really good. I really like the contrast and the forms going for option A here. I like that you have just the survivor completely in frame center, looking up at the killer who's just looking down at them, just right face on. I think it looks cool. But I think as key art, I think this just looks so nice. The killer just outreaching towards the heavens, maybe even towards the entity, with just fog and smoke around here, with its wings just completely covering the entire artwork here. I just think this looks really cool. It gives a really good look at the killer and possibly a really good look at the survivor as well, depending how they fully make this. But I do think that's a really hard decision. I do want to say, for anyone who is watching this, down in the comments below, let me know what you voted for. I would love to know what you think and what you're going to go for. Overall, I think these are just great choices. I'm leaning more towards C, but I think they look really goddamn cool. And next up is voting for the killer cosmetics. Here are the options that you have right here. Obviously, the killer is going to be getting more cosmetics as they exist in the game, in the realm. However, these are just launch. So you're going to be voting which cosmetic you're going to be getting at launch here. And I'll go ahead and show you both up close. So we have cosmetic option A, which is a more so like regal, kind of like priest ornate look. We've got a lot of flesh. We've got quite a bit of blood. I think it looks great. I just want to preface that I like both of these designs. I think they are very well done in both aspects, and I would not be mad if either of them win. I think they're super cool. I like the headdress here, or crown, whatever you want to call it, tiara. The wings look really pretty, a bright white with blood splatters and really ornate detailing. The hands are pretty interesting. I love the legs. The legs are probably my favorite bit about this part because I love the look of the faces and the ornateness of the armor that are on it. I think it looks really, really cool. But option B is this one here. Now, for me personally, I'm leaning more towards this one. I think it looks really cool. It looks very different. It doesn't look typically like an angel in my opinion. It actually looks more like a Yaldabaoth from Persona. Spoiler alert for anyone who has yet to play Persona 5. But you come across this enemy here on your screen, and it looks strikingly similar to this design, which I like. The only thing I'm not a super huge fan of with this design is the legs. I don't like the design of the, I guess you'd call them knees. Like, I can live with the really thin points here, but I just don't like this part. If it had a mix of the two designs, I think I would be over the moon for it. But I am leaning more towards this. I like the difference in the wings, like how it's more organic looking, not more like avian. Just more so like kind of like flesh and bone. And I love the design of the torso. I think the torso looks super cool for the hands just reaching up and being formed into the actual chest piece, the blank head, the holographic halo sorts, and the hands look really cool. But yeah, these are just phenomenal concepts. So these are your two design options for Killer Cosmetics. Again, I'm leaning more towards option B, but I would not be angry if either of these won. I think they both look really goddamn good. And finally, we have the voting for the Survivor cosmetic. So you have option A and option B. Again, I'll go through each of them individually here for you. We've got option A, which is more so a nun type of design with maroon robes, the jewelry around the neck, a nun's shawl or headdress, whatever you want to call it. The grippers are out. She's got sandals. For me, I'm not in love with this. I'm not a super huge fan of a cosmetic that's just a nun look. I'm more so interested in option B, which is this. This is definitely more aligned with my aesthetic. I like capes a lot and cloaks. I think it's one of my favorite accessories in general, whether it's in design or in life. But I just like the framing of this. I like the hair with the braids and the little designs here. I like the earrings. I like the leather and the torn clothing. I like the ripped up jeans, the kind of combat suit, combat boot, dress shoes. I love the top, and I obviously love the cape cloak thing. Out of the two designs, I'm definitely leaning more towards option B. I think option B is definitely more up my speed, but again, this is up to popularity vote. It's whatever the community decides. So yeah, these are your options. Again, I want to remind everybody that by the time you're watching this video, voting is live and will be available. And you have until April 13th at noon Eastern, which is 9 a.m. Pacific. So from April 9th, 9 a.m. Pacific to noon Eastern, to April 13th, 9 a.m. Eastern, noon. 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. That is your time frame for voting. Again, do this as soon as you can. And if there are any issues that you encounter with voting, reach out to Behavior, whether it's on social media or in their support email. I know that throughout the voting of the Grimoire, there's been some issues with stuff having been already voted for when you hadn't, or stuff not showing up. Again, if you have any issues with voting, let Behavior know, and they'll try. They can maybe get it sorted out for you. But yeah, again, I'm still excited for the Grimoire. This is a brand new thing of just building your own chapter. I'm really looking forward to this release. I'm really happy that majority of the stuff that I've wanted for the most part in the game has been chosen. I'm also not really cut up for the stuff that I wanted that didn't make it because, again, this is a community vote. Not everything that I'm going to want is going to be included. Not everything that you're going to want is going to be included. But yeah, that's going to be it for me here today. Remember, the Blood Moon event is still going on by the time of this going up. We have about a week left of this happening for the Blood Moon. And then at the end of this month that this video is going up, we have 2v8, a new rift, and cosmetics coming out. So be excited for that. Yeah, if you're new around here, hit that like button. I make DVD content, give you guys news, updates, stuff like that. Subscribe if you're new. It really helps a lot, helps a ton for the channel. But as always, I hope you all have a good morning, afternoon, and evening. Goodbye, everyone.